Okay, so this is a kind of lesson that's not really a lesson, but it's more of an exercise that I want each and every one of you to complete, especially if you're, a little unsure of where your goals actually are. This will help you to align your goals and actually work towards a specific number in terms of monthly and daily earnings, which is going to help a lot of people. It's helped myself, it's helped a lot of my students, and I'm sure it will help you guys out as well. So in this exercise, we'll basically lay out our dream life. So as you can see, we've got dream house, dream car, dream vacations, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. And we're going to see how much money it's going to take us to make in order to be able to live our dream life. So first of all, I'm going to add this. Now, this is unpaid expenses. What you got to realize is, and you may not come from this background, and me personally, I don't, but a lot of people will come from debt. So whether that's a bad decision in going to university when you didn't have to do that, whether that's, you just made some bad choices in your life and you're in a bit of a bad position with debt. So let's just assume I'm going to add debt to this list, and I'm going to show you how you can calculate that debt as well. So let's just say you went to university, you did some pointless degree, and it just didn't work out. Mistakes are made, I guess, but yeah, there's time to make that money back. So let's just say you're, 40K in debt from a 3-year degree that you did, and you didn't manage to find any job placement after that, etc. So 40K in debt, I believe that's actually quite low, to be fair, because if you go into uni for 3 years in the UK, that's instantly 30 grand, then you got to live on top of that, so it's more likely going to be 50, 60, but I'll just leave it at 40, just in case, but that's fucking ridiculous. Anyway, loan term, so this is, what you're going to put in here is how long you want to pay that back. So let's say in your dream, ideal world, you want to pay that back in 5 years' time, and you have an interest rate, I believe the standard in the UK is 7%, which again is absolutely mental. What a scam. Either way, so you're going to be paying back $800 every single month for 5 years. So this is obviously an ideal world. Most likely you're not going to be able to afford this if you keep, doing your 9 to 5 or whatever, but $800 a month in an ideal world to pay this off in 5 years, you're going to be paying that. So we're going to add that to our list. So that's $972 per month. Then we're going to figure out our dream house. Now, I've had a little look on Rightmove, which is like the UK kind of property website, and I found a lovely property in London, in Hampstead, which is like a very, very nice, very rich area. I believe it's a three bedroom house, 3 bathrooms, beautiful. And this will cost me 5.6K per month in rent. Remember, like that's a ridiculous amount to be spending on rent. However, this is our dream life, of course. So monthly expense, 5.6 there. Then we're going to look at our dream car. So a lot of people go for, a Lambo or something like this. I've got a little bit more tame, but also an Audi R8. It's a little bit more reliable, a little bit more realistic for most people, I guess. So this will cost 100K in total, but in terms of a monthly finance plan, that's 1.4K pounds, which, yeah, I guess if you look at it in terms of your dream life, it's not actually that much. So 1.468 for that one. Dream vacations. Now, this obviously depends person to person. Not everyone even likes going on vacations abroad and things like that, but let's just say in your ideal world, you want to go on 6 2-week vacations every single year. So out of those 6 locations, you want 3 consistent. So 3 locations, and each of those you go to twice for 2 weeks every single year. So first of all, I pulled up Marrakesh. I like Marrakesh. I think it's a very nice place. Plus, it's very, very cheap. So for a 2-week trip, this is including flights. I believe it's like an all-inclusive hotel, probably 5-star. I didn't even check, but it looks very nice. So that is $926 per person. And then what you do with that actually is you times that by 2. 926 times 2. That's 1852. And then we're going to obviously add our other vacations on. And then I've pulled up Cyprus. I like Cyprus as well. It's also quite cheap in terms of, staying there. This is another 2-week holiday, including flights, so that's 918. Going to times that by 2 as well. So that's 1836 for that one. Cool. And then we're going to go a bit more and splash out a little bit, and we're going to go to Dubai 2 times a year as well. So in this instance, we're staying here for 2 weeks. Lovely place. Sun's going to be out, you're guaranteed. That is 2.3k for 2 weeks per person. So again, we times that by 2. That is 4, 7, 4, 6. Cool. And then we obviously total them up. So plus 1836 plus 1852 per year. We are going to be spending 8,434, which again we transfer it to monthly, so apologies about all the calculations, but then we divide that by 12 because we're paying in monthly, so that is $702 per month if we make that a monthly expense. So that's actually not too bad either when you think about it. Now, day in the life, this is going to be anything that kind of you need daily, essentially, funny enough. So this can be, your absolute dream is to eat out at restaurants for every single meal, to have your morning coffees, whatever. It's not actually going to be that much to sustain, a daily lifestyle, because there's only a certain amount that you're going to need. So I'm just going to say $100 a day. That can sustain restaurant food, that can sustain coffees. So that's 3k a month on just daily expenses. Possessions, this can be anything from buying little designer clothes or, whatever kind of shit you want to do there. Jewelry, maybe you want a Rolex. So per year, let's just say you're being very generous to yourself and you're spending 10k a year on, materialistic possessions. Then that divided by 12 is $833 per month. So that's cool. And then providing or gifts or expenditures, if you've got kids, you've got to provide. You may want to treat your mum really nicely, give her some gifts, or just general, other expenditures that you write down and figure out that you have to expend in a year. And then again, I'm just going to put this down as 10k. Let's just say that I don't know, bought my family some really nice shit, and then as a monthly expense, that's 833 again. So what we're going to do now is we're going to total all this up, and we're going to figure out how much we're spending per month, and then per year, and then how much that is per day as well. All right, so to live our absolute dream life, all it is going to cost us is a measly 13,200 every single month. Per year, that is 158,744 dollars per year, or pounds, whatever the fuck, per year. And then that per day would be $440 per day. So when you actually put this into perspective, this is our absolute dream. 158k per year. I mean, I know that bankers and people that work in an office make more than this, right? So that's actually not too out of reach. And then 440 per day, what's that? 2 sales on FanView? Super easy. So if you're keeping this up on a consistent basis and you build yourself up to, hopefully even more than this, let's just say, in terms of numbers, it's obviously difficult. I know people who have 1 subscriber and then they just make 2k a month because that subscriber is just in love with their model. However, if we put that into, subscription numbers, let's say we get, 1,000 subscribers on FanView, and we have a $3 subscription, just to keep them all on board, to keep them happy. So that's going to be 3K a month, just off the back of purely subscriptions. And then that's just off subscriptions. That's not actually where our FanView money is going to come from. So as well as adding to this, in terms of getting more subscribers in and retaining all those subscribers, so realistically that number's going to grow anyway. But let's just say also you got a 24-hour chatting team, you're selling to these guys 24/7, and 10% of them spend. Out of those spenders, how much do you think they're going to spend per month? Let's just say one nude image, you're pricing that at $50, and nude videos, you can obviously price that at $100 to $200, and then you're putting that on a monthly basis. 10% of those guys spend. So let's just average that out. If 100 guys are spending money, most likely per month they're going to be spending about 500 on your model. So 100 spending 500. So don't get me wrong, this is very idealistic and numbers can't really be put together like this. But if you're running things 100% efficiently, you're growing at a rapid rate. If those 100 spenders of yours are spending $500 a month, which is very possible, by the way, it's just not realistic for starting stages. However, if they are doing that, that's then 50K a month just on pay to view kind of shit. And then if you plus those together, that's 53,000 per month. Which, yeah, I mean, that more than covers our dream life, and that more than covers anything else you could think of to save up for. Extra businesses, hopefully, more investments, paying your staff, things like this. And at the end of the day, that's going to lead you to be able to spend this amount on your absolute dream life, dream house, dream car, dream possessions, everything. So when you put it like this, you realize how achievable your goals actually are and how close you are to achieving those goals. I mean, of course, if you're just starting out and you're starting from zero, you're thinking 50K, how does that seem achievable? But if you break it down into numbers, granted, unrealistic numbers for your first month, you're not going to get 1,000 subscribers. I'll just break that to you now. However, what's stopping you from getting that in 6 months' time? 1,000 people on your account, retaining those people, and then those people spending on a consistent basis. That's not too difficult at all. I've done it many, many times myself, and many students of mine have done this as well. Very realistic, and in order to get your dream life, this exercise is perfect to kind of weigh up the pros and cons, and also to actually break down how much this is in money. Because if you total this up, and you may even think 13,000 a month, that's crazy. But then you put that per year, 150 per year. You probably know people that make that, and they've worked in an office and they have a boss. So realistically, $40 a day. When you break this down into FanView sales, that's 1 or 2 sales, big sales, of course, but that's 1 or 2 sales that you can make easily per day. So your dreams are achievable. Do this exercise, see how much your dream life is going to cost, and actually put this into numbers that you can visualize and work towards, because this is going to help you massively.